So when it comes to entertainment, people like to go after fandom for a lot of stupid reasons. Star Wars has really had some stupid hot takes over the past couple of years, and I'm going to go over that. But this one is really stretching. But it's not the first time that we've seen this, and we're going to see it again and again. It's really kind of its own problem, but it's fun to point out when the takes are really, really, really dumb, which is the case we have here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they're saying. And here it is. The Mandalorian reinvents Star Wars' long history of droid racism.
How dare you!
Now, I want to point out that this isn't the first time that this narrative has been slung at Star Wars. It's been slung at it a few times, actually. Not, that far back. I want to say that this is only a few years old. Around the time that society went crazy with all of this orange man bad stuff that's been going on, where people have been literally losing their minds, that's when this started to pop up. As you see here, we go back to Solo. We need to talk about that woke droid. As these people with their pompous, elitist opinions always like to do. They see istophobic stuff in everything. Everything is a problem. Nothing can be fun. Now, this goes back to 2018, not that far ago. But nonetheless, they've been talking about it for a few years. And they desperately tried to find a way to call Star Wars racist. They found it in the droids. And now we're seeing it in Mandalorian. This is now the third hot take we've seen on Mandalorian. And it really just proves that these people will reach for anything to make any kind of piece of entertainment problematic. What have we seen already with this show? Well, it supports capitalism. It pushes and perpetuates capitalism. That happened around the time the second chapter dropped. And then what happened with the first chapter? I've been watching this show for 45 minutes, and I haven't seen one female character. Even though his boss, the leader of his little group, is a female, that doesn't matter. Here's the thing with these stupid arguments about, it doesn't have enough women, is it seems to be quantity over quality with these people. I would argue the quality of the female character in The Mandalorian is very good, as she's the boss and the forger of their armor and makes their weapons. She made those needles for him. So given their religion, I'd say that puts her in a pretty high status. But that doesn't seem to matter at all. We can go ahead and swap her out for 4 background characters that don't do anything. On their minds, that's what makes it better. And this is why I say that they destroy entertainment, because they're not looking to improve anything. They're looking to just mold it to what they want. The story, the context, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the check boxes are hit. That's why these people don't actually care about anything. It's so that they can sit there and flex and put their little points up on the board and say that they're making the world somehow a better place, even though people in third world nations have to walk 2 miles down the road to get a bucket of water to last the entire day. That apparently is not a big problem. The big problem is the fact that the female character in The Mandalorian didn't have any more than 2 lines. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I think it's a little bit of a stretch to call anybody in the Star Wars franchise racist, because, well, there's different species all over the franchise. Literally, it's made up of all kinds of different species. Unless you watch the Disney movies, where therefore it's pretty much mostly just humans. They barely have any aliens in that entire, all of them really. We've had 4 movies from them. Very little diversity when it comes to aliens. It's mostly just been human characters, and that's because, like I said before, they're more worried about hitting all of those check boxes than telling a damn story. The best example of that is Finn, who is, in my opinion, probably could have been the most interesting character and probably should have been the main character of the show, given the fact that he was a stormtrooper that lost his way, turned to the good side, and became a hero. Developed the conscience, something that we've never really seen before. It would have been really interesting to find out if that guy could have been a Jedi. Instead, we got Rey, because that's another checkbox that you need to hit, and therefore the hit 2 really kind of messed it up, but it's more about hitting those narratives than telling a story. And when it comes to droids, well, droids are droids. We don't even know if they have consciousness. They allude to it, but really they're just programs. We don't know. However, that doesn't stop them from stretching it out and making them an actual race and making it an issue. Now, the Mandalorians example here is they're saying, well, he hates droids. He don't want to see droids, and he says he don't like them. So therefore, he's racist. Even though in the recent chapter, spoilers, if you haven't seen it yet, you had your warning, it looks like his family was taken out by droids, giving him a reason to not like them. But when it comes to these people stretching things, it's of course, well, that's not the case. He's a racist, even though he's hanging out with Carl Weathers in a bar, and they seem to have at least a good rapport. Doesn't matter. He must not like him. So let me give you the reasoning why they say he's a racist. The Mandalorian spends his first action-packed scene in a bar capturing a blue-skinned criminal. Then he goes outside to an alien with a flute, asking for passage to the yards, where his ship is parked. The alien whistles a tune, and a sleek speeder whips around, driven by R2-D2-style droids. No droids, Mando grumbles. The Mandalorian decides to pay extra credits to send the shiny new speeder packing, and he instead settles for a human-driven old clunker. Why? We don't get any explanation here, but Mando comes across as a bit of a racist against droids. Are they a security risk somehow? Can enemy bounty hunters hack into droids and use them to spy on Mando? Closer to the episode's end, we get a hint as to what might bug him so much. And then they talk about how he, his family might have been taken out. But that doesn't matter. He's clearly a bigot. He's a bigot. Then they go on to talk about how he shoots the IG-11 model. And that was, of course, bad. Well, how dare he do that? So it's funny. They stretched it out enough so that they could say that this is a possibility, which is a complete joke. And you know what's even bigger? What's an even bigger joke is the fact that the author of this article probably makes $50,000 to $80,000 a year to write piece of trash like this. So anyway, this was a big stretch. But there you go. Now he's every kind of istophobe there is. I don't know what else they can call him. I'm sure when the next chapter comes out, maybe he'll be a little bit downplayish to the female character that's going to be introduced, and then maybe the show will also be reinforcing the patriarchy even more. We'll see, but I'm sure the hot takes are going to continue with these people because they are garbage. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Give me them in the comments below. Likes and comments are very, very, very important for channels. The engagement points, that's what helps channels get found in the algorithm now. So if there's anything you can do for content creators that you like, it's three things: comments, likes, and share the video. But the comments and likes are the most important, it turns out. So please consider telling me your thoughts. What do you think about this? Also, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.